YouTube. Here I am again, wandering through the meadow. I never tire of this place. My owner walks slowly along the little path, stopping every now and then to scribble something into his notebook. He's a writer, you see, always searching for an idea worth turning into a story. Sometimes I wish I could lend him a paw. I've got enough ideas to fill a whole library. Take the cricket, for instance. Have you ever wondered what he's singing about with such determination? Most people think it's just endless chirping. But if you ask me, the little fellow is leading debates that could last all afternoon. One cricket insists summer isn't going anywhere just yet. Another argues autumn is already peeking over the hill. And the oldest one always says, "Sing while the sun is shining, because tomorrow belongs to the rain." Then there's the nightingale. Humans are convinced he sings the same tune every evening. Not true. Not even close. Every single day he writes a brand new song. And they aren't cheerful little melodies either. They're more like the local news. One evening he's singing about a farmer who forgot to bring the hay in before the rain arrived. The next night it's all about the beetles making short work of the potato patch, while an elderly lady is far too busy bottling cucumbers and wondering what on earth to do with yet another mountain of courgettes. Naturally, she ends up giving them to every neighbor in the village. Perhaps someone else's harvest wasn't quite so generous this year. The following night he'll sing about the stork who returned home only to find his old nest deserted. Every song tells a different story. Now the hoopoe is another interesting character. People only hear his familiar call. "I hear a reporter. Over here. Found the fattest beetle in the meadow. Over here. A fox passed by before sunrise. Over here. You won't believe what happened beneath the old pear tree." He's always the first to know what's going on. But if I could help my owner write about just one thing, it would be smells. That's my speciality. You humans really don't know what you're missing. Your noses are perfectly respectable, of course. They're simply not designed for appreciating a meadow the way mine is. If I ever became a perfumer, I'd create the greatest fragrance the world had ever known. I'd gather every scent from this meadow and weave them together like a beautiful piece of music. It would begin with the sweet, honey-like perfume of red clover, warm as sunshine itself. Then soft chamomile would drift in, gentle and comforting, carrying the peace of a summer morning. Wild marjoram would follow with its rich, herbal warmth, before handing the stage to wild thyme, fresh and wonderfully aromatic, the sort of scent that makes you want to run through long grass without the slightest idea where you're going. Next would come yarrow, bringing a touch of earthiness, followed by delicate cornflowers whose fragrance is so faint that most people would miss it entirely. Sweet yellow melilot would pour in its warm honey notes, while creamy meadowsweet wrapped everything in quiet elegance. And just when you thought the perfume couldn't become any more perfect, a cool breath of wild mint would dance across the whole meadow, lifting every other scent with it. Beneath it all would lie the true heart of the countryside. Fresh grass, sun-warmed earth, morning dew, dry hay, the whisper of pine trees carried on the breeze, the cool scent of the little brook beyond the hill. Even the old molehills have their own unmistakable perfume. The clever part is that none of these scents tries to outshine the others. Each one steps forward, bows politely, then makes room for the next. Honey becomes herbs. Herbs become flowers. Flowers melt into fresh green grass. And somehow it all circles back to sunshine, warm air, and the feeling that summer might last forever. That's what I call a rainbow of scents. It's a shame my owner can't experience it through his nose. Then again, perhaps that's exactly why he became a writer. Because sometimes words can paint pictures that even the finest nose could never smell. YouTube.